Hi guys, today we're going to work on the capital letter G and practice the lowercase g. So get your packet, get your pencil, and make sure you have that hard surface to write on. So this is a fun one. It's a little bit more complicated than some, but I think you'll get the hang of it. You're going to start on the grass line and then you'll come up to the skyline. You'll make a loop, a little bit of a swinging bridge, and then come down for a belly and a boat. So get your air pencil ready. Here we go.
G is a skyline round letter. It starts on the skyline. Point to the skyline. Go back on the skyline, then go down and around on the grass line and up to the skyline. Trace way down to the worm line. Loop back up to the grass line and make a tail.
So this is a lot different than your packet. So that G looks a lot like the lowercase g, but it's just larger. So we'll try this one and then we'll try the other, and you can choose what is the most comfortable for you.
G is a skyline round letter. It starts on the skyline. Point to the skyline. Go back on the skyline, then go down and around on the grass line and up to the skyline. Trace way down to the worm line. Loop back up to the grass line and make a tail.
Nice. Now try it on your leg.
G is a skyline round letter. It starts on the skyline. Point to the skyline. Go back on the skyline, then go down and around on the grass line and up to the skyline. Trace way down to the worm line. Loop back up to the grass line and make a tail.
Try it on your arm.
G is a skyline round letter. It starts on the skyline. Point to the skyline. Go back on the skyline, then go down and around on the grass line and up to the skyline. Trace way down to the worm line. Loop back up to the grass line and make a tail.
Nice. Now let's see the other option, which is how I learned it. It actually starts at the grass line instead of up at the skyline. You'll see what I mean here. So this time, you start at the grass line, you swoop up to the skyline, you make a loop, but the loop ends at the dotted line. And then you make a swinging bridge, come down, make a belly, then make a boat. So you come up, go to the left with your loop, but when you're on that dotted line, you make a swinging bridge, come down to the grass line with the belly, and then make a boat. So this would not connect. So watch again. Start at the grass line, come up to the skyline, make that loop, but then go right into a swinging bridge, into your belly, into a boat. It's kind of fancy. Up, loop, bridge, belly, boat. Up, loop, bridge, belly, boat. Okay, and then here's the other version, but in lowercase, but the way you saw it in the video, they did the same kind of idea, but they just made it big. They started at the top and they made the G large. But this one is going to be your lowercase. So we start on the grass line. It's a 2 o'clock letter. Come up to 2 o'clock, retrace back down like you're going backwards on a roller coaster, back up to the dotted line, dig for worms, make your belly, and then make a tail. Again, starting at the grass line, curve up to the dotted line, stop at 2 o'clock. Remember, it's a 2 o'clock letter. Retrace, come back down, back up, dig for worms, make your loop and your tail. So it would look like this. And the tail. So obviously, you will connect with the lowercase g. And then I'd like you to trace over these, especially because this G is so different than the one in the video. Trace over the pair, and then you're just going to practice the capital G, lowercase g, capital G, lowercase g. Your words are Green Bay, like the Green Bay Packers. So it's a proper noun, so it's capitalized. And then we have gauge, grate, like in the way you would grate cheese, not you are great, which you are. That would be spelled Great. And then we have an alliteration, giggling geese gobble giant green gumballs. And don't forget your period. So make sure you trace over. I'm going to make my boat there. Pick up my pencil because the boat doesn't connect. Start at the grass line, go into my R, go into my loop letter E twice, my hump letter N. Only 2 humps on the letter N, otherwise you're going to have Green Bay. And we don't want that. Start at the top skyline, come down, retrace, make my first belly, my second belly, the boat. Pick up my pencil, go into my 2 o'clock letter for A, my hump letter for Y. So I just trace that. Now leave a space and you're gonna write the words Green Bay. I've noticed how good you guys are getting at connecting. It just takes practice. The first day was rough, I know, but now I can read it. It's exciting. All right, so G, remember, starts at the grass line. It's also a 2 o'clock letter like A and O. Come back down, dig for worms, make that loop, go into A, retrace, 2 o'clock letter, back up, down letter for U, 2 o'clock letter for G, loop letter for E. I will check the gauge to see how much gas I have. Gauge. I will grate the cheese for our tacos. Grate. G into my R, 2 o'clock letter A, up down letter T, loop letter E. I'm not going to trace all of these in front of you. You guys know to trace them. Please trace them because that's how you get better. But I'm going to show you what it would look like. Giggling. G, pick up my pencil, up, down letter I, 2 o'clock letter G, giggling, loop letter L, up, down letter I, hump letter N, and so forth. Go back and dot your I's, giggling, geese. Try not to lift up your pencil. Go with the flow. Gobble's a little tricky. When I get to the top of my O, I don't go back down. I go into my swinging bridge right into that loop for the B. Make my swinging bridge right into the loop for my second B. Right into the loop for the L and into the E. If you come down on the B, it's going to look like an L. If you come down on the O, it's going to look like an A. You got to keep that swinging bridge up high. And then the word giant. That's a fun one, nice and smooth. Green gumballs. Be sure to keep spaces between your words. And notice the M had 3 humps because otherwise it's going to be gunballs, and that doesn't make sense. Don't forget to put your period at the end. Enjoy practicing the letter G and connecting. I'm really proud. You guys are doing a great job with Cursive. And we will see you soon.